she's going to talk about. Over to you, Praseetha.
Thank you so much. Am I audible? Hello everyone. Good afternoon. So I am here to present the bit flip dilemma. So imagine this is me, Praseetha, and I stay in this apartment. But I'm not really happy there, right? Because I have a grumpy, mischievous kid who loves to play by jumping repeatedly on and on in my apartment. That kind of pisses me. And look at my neighbors. They are also angry about it because they get disturbed with that behavior. And why am I talking about this dilemma over here? Because the actual dilemma is in the memory. So analogous to my apartment building, there is something called as DRAM, or simply saying RAM in your devices where you store your data. And how you store your data? Each bit of data will be stored in these tiny cells which are arranged in a grid of rows and columns, as you can see here, just like how different apartments are arranged in my apartment building. And analogous to my kid jumping on and off in my apartment, there is somebody called as an attacker here who repeatedly accesses a DRAM row. So this process of repeatedly accessing a DRAM row, we call it as a hammering to the DRAM row. So what happens when you hammer? See, when you're hammering, how my neighbors are getting angry when my kid is jumping. When you're hammering in the DRAM row, it's going to disturb the nearby rows. So this, we call it as flipping the bits in the nearby rows because when the nearby rows are getting disturbed, it's going to corrupt the data stored in them. So this is actually a vulnerability that is exploited by attackers, which gave rise to a new class of attacks. We call that as row hammer attack. So here you can see that this attack was actually proposed in 2014. And now it's 2026, still we talk about it. Why? Because it was found that the new DRAMs are more vulnerable to this attack compared to older DRAMs. Why? Imagine I am giving you a 2 GB RAM and an 8 GB RAM. Which one will you pick for your device? Obviously 8 GB, right? But do you want your device to be bigger in size just because it has to accommodate a larger capacity DRAM? No, right? That means the DRAM manufacturers are forced to make DRAMs in a way that it has to be of larger capacity, but it has to fit in smaller area. So that is the reason why the impact is more in the new DRAMs now. So now you understood, okay, there is this vulnerability. So what? It was found that with row hammer attack, the attackers can actually bypass the security, gain unauthorized access to your machine, steal or corrupt your data, or even lock down your entire system. That's serious, huh? Oh my God. So what should we do here? So what I do, along with my supervisors, is to look for ways to solve this issue. And for that, we have 2 techniques that is already proposed. See, I want to ask the moms over here, I'm sure that when your kid is making a mess at home, what will be your first-hand solution? You send them out, right? Go out and play. That's the first thing that you see. See, you can do the same thing here as well in the DRAM. So letting the attacker repeatedly access a DRAM row is actually the issue over here. What if I identify this repeatedly accessed data and keep it somewhere else? So here I keep it in the last level cache, and cache is something that is there in your device for faster access to data. And when I'm keeping this repeatedly accessed data in the cache, then obviously you can access those data faster compared to keeping it from the DRAM. And we call this technique as cache line binning. That is our first technique. Moving on, any other solution? See, I'm sure that I will not be the only parent having a mischievous kid there in the building, right? I will have company. So what if I keep all the troublemakers in one area of my building and all the people who want to live peacefully in another area of my building? And if I make a proper isolation between these 2 areas, and obviously there will not be any disturbance, right? And I'm doing the same thing in the memory over here. There will be some data which needs to be kept safe and secure. For example, your password or bank details. And I'm keeping those data in a different area, whereas there will be some data which can withstand some amount of corruption, and I keep them in a different area. And if these 2 areas are properly isolated, then there will not be any disturbance. So it seems there is some unit in DRAMs, which we call it as subarrays, which can operate independently without any disturbance from each other. So if you are keeping these 2 kinds of data separately in different subarrays, then the problem is solved. So we call this as selective subarray isolation. So these are the 2 techniques. And are you worried there is something like this happening in your DRAM? what I would say is that don't get worried, but be aware that attacks like this are happening in your devices, especially when you are using cloud resources. And what I would like to conclude here is that hardware is not perfect. The obvious thank you to everyone, and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Praseetha, for this nice presentation. What I could not get was, what is your work from this presentation, and is there any model which you are building to separate these things, or what? And was this a part of your master's thesis and so on? Can you briefly explain?
This is a part of my PhD thesis, where we propose techniques to mitigate this particular attack. And the two techniques that we proposed over here as my own work are my own work to mitigate this issue.
Okay, so basically placing data in the cache as well as
Subarrays.
yeah. So
Yes.
these two things no one else has done in the world, or what? How original it is?
See, people have used the method of cache line pinning for other purposes, but not in the security aspect of the DRAM.
Okay. One last question. Does row hammering permanently damage memory? Is it possible?
See, there is no permanent data in DRAM. Like if you have heard about it, it's a volatile memory. And even if you are damaging, and if you're taking the data for that time being, obviously it's a damage. But all the data that is stored in the DRAM will vanish over time, unless you are doing some certain operations in the background.
Okay, so the hardware is not damaged.
Hardware is not damaged as such, but the data stored in there is getting damaged.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. You have any question, Dr. Smith? Okay. Surbhi. Yeah.
So a lot of people say that you should not go onto websites that you don't know, that a lot of people don't use, that they could be unsafe. So if you actually go to these websites, is this where these sort of attacks on the DRAM take place?
See, there are risky websites, and if you go to these websites, obviously there is a risk associated, and this is not just the only way to steal data. There are other ways also. You can use other resources like caches or even process speculations and all. Like there are different kinds of stealing data, and what I am looking at is only this way wherein you can exploit the behavior of DRAM here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Praseetha. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
your time.